All right, Eric Ripert is considered one of the world's most renowned top chefs. The award winner is co-owner of Le Bernardin in New York City. That legendary seafood restaurant has maintained a 3-star Michelin rating. That is the highest possible for 14 consecutive years. It was named the best restaurant in the world by Liste, a French organization that reviews nearly 16,000 restaurants worldwide. Eric Ripert is here for an interview you'll see only on CBS This Morning, a friend of our show. So good to see you, Chef.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Wow, what does it mean to be named number one in the world?
It's a big deal, of course, and it's a great encouragement for the team that strive every day for excellence, and we are today celebrating because we don't take any awards or rewards for granted, and it's something very special.
You know, Chef, what you have achieved is so remarkable, but also not only just for 1 year, your ability to do this for so many years, to achieve that level of excellence. What do you attribute that to?
You have to surround yourself with people who are loyal, who are very good at what they do, who are passionate. And when you have a good team like that, in a dining room, of course, and in a kitchen, and everywhere, actually, in offices, everywhere. Because the first experience is when you call the restaurant, someone has to be nice to you. You don't want a robot to answer your questions, and you don't want someone who's brutal. So the entire team that we have is really, really making the success of Le Bernardin. And I'm lucky to be the one who represents them today with you.
Yeah.
And consumers obviously have become much more food savvy as well. The role of social media has really gotten your name out there. How do you continue to evolve and to impress consumers?
So the idea is to make people happy and for them to have a great meal. Now, of course, we use social media and everything to promote the restaurant, but our daily routine is to forget about all the media, to focus on our passion, to focus on making sure that we deliver an experience to the clients that is a very unique experience that includes obviously the food that has to be excellent, but it's much more than that.
And the presentation as well. I mean, you look at Instagram and how many people take pictures of their food, right?
Yes.
It's really a work of art.
And so the question that I would have is, what is the creative process that you undertake when you're creating a dish for people?
So because we live in New York and we are surrounded by different cultures, and I see so many chefs with different ingredients and different techniques, it inspires us to keep our roots, which is based in French tradition, but at the same time, it inspires us to explore and have some influence from Asia and South America and Europe. I happen to travel, not too much, but enough to be inspired. And when I come back from my trips, I'm like, oh, let's try this and that. And that's what becomes Le Bernardin style. It's really a New York restaurant that has a sense of place. And when you come to Le Bernardin, it's what you feel like, big city like New York, and then the food represents that,
And you're
that
Eric.
multicultural.
Eric, let me ask you, in June, of course, we lost Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
And I know you were his dear friend for 20 years.
Yes.
I know you have not yet spoken sort of publicly, but how are you doing? And
I'm doing very good. And yes, with Anthony, we had 20 years of friendship, and friendship, of course, off television and on television, because I was invited on the show many times. And we were traveling, and it was always tremendous fun. We also had a show called Good and Evil, and we went through the US, 30 CDs. We were actually amazed that the shows were sold out in theaters.
And he really mastered the art of storytelling through food.
Oh, of course.
Right. Talk about your experience with him and traveling the world and meeting so many different people and their customs through their cuisine.
Yes. Anthony was very curious by nature, very respectful of cultures, and he wanted to share with the public his discoveries. The idea was, do not be scared of traveling, and do not be scared of going to other countries, and do not stay at the resort, do not stay at the hotel and eat the normal menu. Just go out, go in the streets, engage with people, try the food, and learn the culture from that experience. And I think he did really well in breaking walls, right, in between us and other countries that we sometimes are a bit scared or nervous to visit. And that was really a great part of his legacy.
Yeah, and he really didn't hold much back, right? I mean, did he
No,
ever did he ever criticize your cooking?
No, actually.
Oh, wow, well there
He
is the best
criticized me
review
a
you
lot.
probably got.
We used to play pranks on each other, and we used to have a lot of fun. But he never criticized my food,
Yeah, well, that's good.
which was nice.
And before we go, one last thing. What's the one ingredient we should all have in our kitchen?
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil, it's fantastic.
Why?
Olive oil, it's very healthy, it's very tasty. You can apply it on so many great dishes, on salad, on fish, on vegetables.
And it makes every vegetable taste better, and I know you're working on a vegetable book as well.
Yes.
Underrated food.
Yes.
Great to have you on.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much for having
Congratulations
me.
on everything.
Number one. Number one.
Number
Celebrating.
one.
Today we celebrate.
Celebrate.